Independent voters are looking for a candidate in this race. They've not committed to a candidate yet. You've got to give Senator Obama his due. He is probably one of the greatest political speakers we've heard from in years. I think for Republicans to win in November, it is so important that we focus on substance. I think when voters look beyond the rhetoric, when they say which candidate has delivered change, when they look at the kind of change that Senator Obama is talking about, like raising our taxes, more government involvement in our health care, policies I think would be harmful for our national defense, I think there's a compelling case for Senator McCain to make. But it is so important the Republican Party get back to principles, get back to convictions. It's not enough to just campaign and say that vote against the other guy. Voters want to vote for somebody.
Okay, here's Tom Davis. He's a GOP moderate, Republican from Virginia. He's retiring this year. He says of you, Governor, as the son of immigrants from India, he would add an ethnic element to the GOP ticket without turning off any voters. Here's my question. If I go too far, just say, Geraldo, next question. But first of all, do you consider that you are a man of color, Governor?
Well, look, the reality is there's been so much made this year about identity politics. You know, the first woman to get this far, first African-American. A lot's been made about my background, my age, my parents' background. The reality is two things are true. One, we live in a great country. And what this shows is that it doesn't matter what your last name is, who you are, through hard work, education, there's no limit on what you can do in this great country, not only in politics, but in business and many other things. But secondly, I don't think voters vote because of an interesting background or story or age. Voters are looking to vote for who's the most qualified, capable person that shares their beliefs, that will do their best job. You know, the office of President of the United States is one of the most important offices in the entire world. I think voters are looking for who's best qualified. And in these uncertain times, economically and with foreign policy, they're looking for which candidate is ready on day one. There's no time for on-the-job training. So I think those are great secondary storylines. But the reality is voters are looking for who's the most qualified person.
Okay, I know for the record I didn't get a yes/no on that one, but I'll let that slide.
Well, look, the only color that matters is red, white, and blue.
Okay,
I think that we try to divide ourselves. We're all Americans. I think that's the most important
thing.
Okay,
that's fair enough. What about the obstacles presented by, I just lost a lot of money in the stock market yesterday. A lot of other Americans did. A lot of Americans lost a lot of money today with $4 or more gallon of gas in their vehicle. The war is, maybe going better, but it still drags on. There are a lot of drags on the GOP. Do you foresee an uphill battle for John McCain, despite his formidable candidacy and the fact that he is, in most regards, in almost every regard, such a wonderful candidate?
Well, I think we could use some straight talk in this country about our energy policy. We've got, the Democratic Party in D.C. is saying things like, let's raise taxes, let's reduce production, and we wonder why gasoline's so expensive. We know we need a comprehensive energy policy. We need alternative fuels. We need more nuclear reactors. We need more domestic production. We need conservation. We need renewables. We need biofuels. We haven't had that kind of rational energy policy. In D.C., you've got two extremes. One side says only drill and don't do the other things. The other side says no more domestic production. The reality is we need to have a rational discussion that says we haven't built a new refinery in almost 30 years. We haven't built a new nuclear reactor in over 30 years. The Europeans are drilling off their coast. The French, the Japanese are building nuclear reactors. We have within our own power the ability to lower the price of energy and help our economy. Let's stop being so dependent on foreign countries.
The very impressive Governor Jindal, who, for the record, is half the age of John McCain. I'm not sure if that helps or hurts him, but a very, very impressive man. I appreciate you coming on, Governor. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be speaking again soon. When we